In this week's episode of One Piece, Luffy and Nami are still stuck in the Seducing Woods as they learn the terrifying truth about Brulee's powers. She's a mirror witch who has the ability to transform random animals and people into clones of her very own opponents. But that's not all. She can actually absorb people into her very own personal mirror world. And just when it seems like Luffy and Nami are about to get back on track and take down Brulee, they meet another opponent, Cracker, one of the three sweet generals of Big Mom, who is big, gigantic, and super pissed off. Containing my excitement for next week's episode is really difficult because we're finally going to get Luffy versus Cracker. This is a moment that even when I was reading it in the manga version, I'm like, how cool could this possibly be? Trust me guys, it's going to be freaking awesome. I love that this is an arc that immediately throws out an incredibly super powerful character. And trust me, Cracker is not someone that you want to fuck with at all. But this week's episode right here was really great. Not only did it expand on Brulee and her actual powers, but we got to learn a little bit more about Big Mom, Totland, and the reason why she actually takes the lifespan of the citizens. And the reason why everything in the entire Totland seems to be anthropomorphized, whether that be the trees, the flowers, the animals, her soldiers, what have you. And that's because if you want to live in Totland, you have to give up your lifespan in order to be protected. And that's why everything is alive. It seems like every couple of months someone has to come up and they have to give up a portion of their soul to Big Mom. These souls are then spread out across Totland, which brings everything to life. It really gives a dark element to an arc that has a lot of like really big smiling faces behind it. And, of course, it again paints Big Mom in a very disturbing light. Despite the fact that she's bright and colorful and seems happy all the time, she is basically something of a psychopath. And so are her children, such as Cracker, who makes his formal appearance in this episode, who's so big, he actually dwarfs Big Mom. He is absolutely ridiculous, and I love his design. He looks like someone from Dressrosa, to be perfectly honest, with gladiatorial-style outfits, a giant horned helmet, as he walks his way through the Seducing Woods, knocking down trees, and intimidatingly walking right in front of Luffy, ready to throw down. But before we get there, we have a few other things to talk about. First, there is Brulee. Again, we get to learn a little bit more about her powers, how not only she can create clones of people, but she traps them in a mirror world. There's a great scene where she captured Nami before, and they pick up from where that left off. And there's a great scene where Nami manages to pull out her brand new climb attack out of her cleavage, by the way, which is just, you know, the innuendos write themselves. And she's actually able to badassly use that to escape from Brulee, doing these kick-ass flips in the air. This is one of the coolest Nami scenes that I've ever seen, and I hope to see more like this in the future. But basically right after this, Carrot decides that she's going to go on the attack, but unfortunately ends up getting sucked into this mirror world that Brulee is able to create. And I really love the visual of this, how she's able to pull a mirror out of nowhere, and it sort of turns into like this like weird liquid-esque material, which then just absorbs Carrot completely. And then creepily enough, you get to see that she's holding onto the mirror with Carrot begging to be helped, and then Brulee just smashes it right in her hands. It's pretty fucked up. Chopper then decides that he's going to go on the attack, transforming into his giant monster form, picking up the trees and slamming them into one another. But unfortunately, just like Carrot, Chopper himself is also been captured. We then have another big revelation. You know that big dude who seems to be seemingly stuck in the drown and begging for apple juice? Apparently, this is the husband of Big Mom. That's right. He is a very important family member, and he considers himself not an enemy to Big Mom, but not necessarily a friend either. And it seems like he's going to be very helpful in being with Luffy and Nami and helping them get through the Seducing Woods. But before he can be of any assistance, Cracker just decides to show up and he starts knocking at Luffy's door, getting ready to look for a rumble. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Piece? Visually speaking, this was a pretty exciting episode right here. And I'm not just talking about Nami's cleavage. No, I loved all of the stuff with Brulee the Mirror Witch. She's a really fun character who's super over the top. And I love how they made her abilities look in the anime version when compared to the manga. Especially when she's able to absorb Carrot into her mirror world. In the manga, I never realized realize that it was actually going to be all liquidy and everything, and it just looked really visually awesome. Carrot herself is also just great. I know I praise this character a lot, but man, she is so fun to watch and so incredibly badass. Just watching her constantly flip around and be incredibly acrobatic, and even after taking a punch from her very own fist, yes, when you actually attack Brule, she's able to pull out the mirror, and if you punch it, your fist will come out and hit you right back. She manages to be completely fine after taking one of her very own hits. Damn it, you guys better make Carrot the next Straw Hat Pirate along with Jinbei. They would be perfect members and great additions to the crew. That and just, come on guys, Carrot is just so freaking adorable and incredibly useful for the crew as well with her very unique abilities. It also confirms again that one other rabbit warrior who goes by the name of Randolph is actually just someone who is infused with one of the souls. This is really crazy because now we have the possibility of seeing all of these other animal creatures come to life, and basically the sky is the limit here. And I know a lot of people are also going to make the comparison to Gecko Moria. Big Mom's powers are very similar to his, the only key differences being that Gecko Moria actually has to infuse people's shadows into corpses, into zombies. And Big Mom can't actually do this. They do confirm that she can't put this in other people, and she can't put them into the corpses of other people, bringing them to life. So there are some key differences between the powers, despite the fact that there are some similarities. And of course, Big Mom's is just on this entirely different level. Ultimately, though, however, this episode is all about the build-up, and honestly, I'm okay with it. I love that they expanded on the Brule scenes, and I cannot wait to see Cracker in action, and I absolutely love that they didn't give anything away in the preview. Guys, trust me, the next couple of weeks, you are going to be wanting to watch One Piece, because one of the coolest action scenes from the Whole Cake Island arc is about to begin. So, this was a solid episode of One Piece right here. I absolutely loved it. Probably one of my favorite episodes from the Whole Cake Island arc, aside from the formal introduction of Big Mom. This one right here just truly captured the essence of what makes this arc really entertaining, is its overall environment and the crazy opponents that Luffy and his friends are going to be going up against. The stakes are high, and they're going to get even crazier in the next episode. So, superficially, if I had any complaints about this episode, there were some moments where the artwork and the animation looked a little iffy, but aside from that, this was a super solid episode of One Piece, which is building the hype. So, I'm going to give this episode right here a 4 out of 5. Check it out, One Piece fans. If any of you did watch the episode, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comments section below. What do you think of the introduction of Cracker Charlotte? Are you looking forward to his battle with Luffy? How are they going to save Carrot and Chopper? And what do you want to see from the rest of the Whole Cake Island arc? Please tell me in the comments section below. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for all things One Piece anime and manga related. Make sure to leave me a comment telling me what you liked or didn't like about the episode, or if there's anything you want to talk with me about. And of course, if you liked this video, make sure to use your devil fruit powers to hit that like button. Thank you guys again for watching. Take care, and as always, stay damn down, baby.